What's up, what's up, everyone? Welcome. I want to do a quick update. I can't give a lot of details, so I kind of feel like it's clickbait to some degree. But just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update because I had such an outpouring of support from the community. The other day when I think it was 2 days ago, I did my thanks for supporting my channel video. I had 21 subs and I had one video with over 300 views. That same video now has over 570 views, and I'm sitting at 96 subs. Just totally blew up. Huge shout out to Canadian Rights Media for making a post on his Facebook and whatever he did to get the word out and share with people that I had a channel up. I got a lot of people came over because you. Really appreciate that, man. I also want to thank Canadian Rights Reviews, who's another new audit channel, kind of like Audit the Audits, one of those where he takes a look at other audits or police interactions and sort of goes over some of the fine laws and points that get missed in the quick interactions and gives you an opportunity to see what the actual laws are regarding those incidents. So really cool idea that's super valuable, I think, and really needed in Canada. Nobody else like that doing that. If you guys want to go give those guys a follow if you're not already. And also Canadian Rights Review did a review of one of my interactions, which was a video called You've Got Warrants. So if you want to, you can go check that out. Maybe I can leave some links down in the description for the video. So basically what happened was on April 5th, which was Easter Monday, I went down to do some public photography after about 2 months of preparation work. I went down to test the illegal guidelines of the city of Edmonton, where they tried to put restrictions on public photography. Had nothing to do with COVID, it's just their normal everyday restrictions. The CS security guards refused to let me in, didn't want to be on camera, and called the police, who showed up and promptly arrested me. This is a picture of Officer Wong that you're seeing on the screen there. His badge number is 3547. There was also an Officer Scott Kramer, 4233, somewhat newly minted. He became a police officer in February of 2020. So he's a brand new, just some punk kid that doesn't really know what the law is. So at any rate, I was arrested. I was put in handcuffs. I'm sure you guys have seen the video, and given a $600 ticket. So I did file a complaint with professional standards. And I've also been in contact with CS Security, trying to get the names of the security guards involved. They're trying very hard to get as much of my information as they can, and there's a lot of communication about me between the different agencies taking place. And they're really involved in trying to cover their asses. They're scoping out my social media. The professional standards actually pilfered a video off of my YouTube channel, so they're fully aware of it. One gentleman working for the city, who was supposed to give me the names of the security guards, actually claimed to have the police report about me on his person. So I don't know if that was true or if he was just trying to get my name so that he could extend the ban at Commonwealth, or whatever the case was. The word's getting around. So today I went down to the Edmonton Downtown Police Headquarters to file a FOIPP. And when I walked in, I was threatened by one of the counter staff, who was a police officer. And he said, "You're not allowed to take pictures in here." And I peacefully left the building and said, "Okay, you can go get a supervisor and show me that law, and then I won't come in with a camera." And a supervisor, actually a sergeant named, I believe it's Kim Lafreniere, who was a male, came out. He's a sergeant, and he did the same thing as just what you would expect. Oh, there might be people in there that don't want to be on camera, blah, blah, blah. Just brutal ignorance in the city of Edmonton regarding photography laws. He actually at one point in time said, "You can't photograph in a public place." And when I started going into the specifics of the law as it pertains to the Charter of Rights, he says, "Yeah, but this is a private building." I'm like, "You just said it was a public." He's like, "Did I? No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was it's a private building and we just allow access from the public." So the people in Edmonton, the community centers, the city, politicians, and the police, they've obviously never dealt with auditors before going into their buildings. They have no clue what the charter is. They think it's some fairy tale document from olden times that only exists way out east, like in Toronto or something. And doesn't reach this far across Canada. The Constitution of Canada is as close as your breath, and it applies to everybody in Canada. So so first I ended up waiting outside for a few minutes, and then Lafreniere just disappeared. I only had a limited time to park. So I tried to go back into the building, and the same officer from behind the desk tried to tell me again that I couldn't come in, and I pointed the camera away and I told him that. And he approached me. He actually came out from around the counter, approached me, got very close. I told him, keep your 6 feet distance. He refused. He was getting very close, like putting his mitts on me, like he was going to grab my camera. I kept telling him, don't touch me, don't touch me. And then he completely lost it. He went totally bonkers. He grabbed my phone and he tried to crush it as hard as he could with his hand. And he grabbed my body and he tried to put me in sort of a, not a chokehold, but like an arm lock, and tried to take my legs out from underneath me. And I was like, what are you doing? You know, get off of me, get off of me. And then he pushed me outside and he was injuring me pretty bad. He was really trying to hurt me. And I was saying that. I was like, stop hurting me, stop hurting me. I wanted as many people as possible to hear it. And so he pushed me outside and he continued to hold my camera. And at this point in time, Lafreniere came back out and a couple of other officers. And what was really interesting was the blonde officer from my video Northwest Campus audit, the guy that's in the thumbnail, he happens to walk out just at that moment. And I recognized him. I'm like, I know you from the Northwest Division. So we ended up talking outside for about 5 minutes. He tried to cop-splain to me how I'm not allowed in there. And listen to me, I'm telling you right now, you're not listening. You know, that typical cop routine. All the while he's crushing my phone as hard as he can, still holding my phone and crushing it and taking it away from me so that I can't videotape with my phone. So at one point in time, after 5 minutes like this, I told Lafreniere, I'm like, you better tell this guy to get his hands off of my phone. So finally, with begrudgingly, Lafreniere tells him, okay, take your hands off. And he instantly lets go of my camera. And so this continued on for a couple of more minutes. I kept trying to explain to them, this is a public building. I haven't committed any crime. You can't touch me. That was an assault. And then finally, Lafreniere is like, what's your name? And here's the funny part. I said my name, and they all knew who I was. They were like, oh, you're that guy. Oh, and then they were kind of like, oh, just wait here for a minute, like as if they were going to go inside and do something. They didn't do nothing. So they all split immediately. As soon as I said that, they all scattered like cockroaches. And just before he went in, the guy who assaulted me was like, don't come back in here with your camera, still trying to intimidate me. So Lafreniere stays outside for a few minutes. And I told him I want to speak to a supervisor, and he's like, he knew the guy was caught red-handed, and he's like, we told you not to go into the building with the camera. Like, you could tell that he was just like so frustrated that his officer lost his cool like that and got caught red-handed. So I'm sharing a little bit about the incident that took place. I'm not going to share all of the details, and I'm not going to share the video of it, because this is a very serious case. This is going to be a very serious assault charge, and that guy could find himself suspended and possibly fired for what he did today. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But I just wanted to share with you guys that I was really brutalized today, very badly assaulted, and had I not been as big of a guy as I am, the force that police officer used could have easily put me on the ground. And had he put me on the ground, he might have split my head open. It's a life and death situation, and one of these days, the Edmonton Police Service is going to kill someone for public photography, and it might be me, because I'm not going to stop filming in public. It's my constitutional right. It's everybody's right, and if I have to be the one that goes down, teach this force a lesson, and to make it public so that they stop assaulting people for taking public pictures, then so be it, because I'm not going to give this fight up. That's the update on what's happened since then. So I never did get to turn in my FOIPP. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I might have to go down there with my lawyer. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. But in the meantime, I have received some word back from the Professional Standards Branch. Again, because it's an ongoing situation, I don't want to get too heavily into what's going on or what stage we're at. But I have received some word back and some acknowledgement that the complaint is legitimate under the Police Act. So it is going to move forward. In what capacity, I don't know yet. So I'm waiting for some more information from them and some more advice from my lawyer so that I can know exactly what's the best course of action to do from here. But basically, if I can find a way to create a circumstance where this reaches the chief of police and we can start getting some changes and educating officers on what public photography is and what public property is, if I can accomplish that, it will all have been worth it. And I don't mind. I'm willing to let stuff, we'll see how it goes, but that's my priority right now. Okay, is to educate officers on the difference between public and private property, to educate them that the Alberta Trespass to Premises Act is not a carte blanche to arrest anyone anywhere they want in a public place, that a person has to have committed a crime, that it has to serve the public interest. It is not a way to get around carding laws, and that you cannot arrest someone who is peacefully engaged in a legal activity like public photography. And if I can do that, if I can get a memo out, if I can do something that gets that word out there and puts this on the desk of the chief of police so he's aware of it and he can start making some changes, it will all have been worth it. So that's where we're at with that right now, guys. I'm going to have more updates in the near future. Again, depending on how things go, not every piece of information is going to be something that I can share with you guys on here. Not every video is going to be something I can share. I just wanted to give you guys the update because there's been so much support, and I really appreciate that. And if you guys want to support, I don't have Patreon or GoFundMe or I haven't linked my PayPal here or anything like that. So there's not really any financial way right now that you can support me. Best way to support me is watch my videos, comment on my videos, call the Edmonton Police Service if you want to. Call the Edmonton Downtown Police Service. Call Commonwealth Rec Center, whatever. Call the city of Edmonton and let them know that you don't appreciate that people are being arrested and brutalized, beaten up and assaulted, and having their equipment destroyed by rogue cops because they don't like being on a camera. That public photography is not a crime. Whatever you can do, whether it's watching, commenting, subbing, calling in, respectfully, please. But anything that you can do to get some more attention and to let these guys understand that I'm not just one individual out there like a lone wolf, that this is a movement, that we are the people, that we are in this together, and that we all want the same thing. We want our rights to be respected, and we want accountability from the police. And we're going to get accountability from the police one way or another, whether we can do it through their own choices or we have to do it through the Supreme Court. One way or another, mark my bloody words. These guys are going to learn their lesson. Public photography is not a crime. Guys, thanks for watching today. Once again, shout out to my incredible 96 subs, even the cops and stuff like that come on here just so you can spy on my channel and stuff like that. Hey man, you're all growing my channel, and I appreciate that, guys. We'll catch you guys again next time. In the next few days, I'll have some more content for you guys. Peace.